Morning, everyone. If you could take your seats, we'll look forward to starting this morning's commitment ceremony. What's that? Yeah, why don't you throw that up there? Thanks, buddy. I'd like to start by introducing our athletic director, Mr. McGovern, to lead us in prayer.
Good morning, everybody. I'd like to start with a prayer, so if we could, in the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Creator God, we thank you for the life and work of this gifted man, Blessed Edmund Rice. He opened his heart generously to Christ present and appealing to him and the poor who were oppressed by poverty and injustice. May we follow his example of faith and generosity. O God, give us the courage and compassion of Blessed Edmund as we seek to support one another, protect the vulnerable, and care for the earth, our common home. We make this prayer through Jesus Christ, our Lord. Amen. So I just wanted to welcome everybody here today. The signing day ceremonies are always some of my favorite days of the year as we get to see these young men's hard work and determination for the last 17, 18 years of their life really pay off. As we all know, they certainly don't get to be seated here in front of us today by themselves. So, gentlemen, please, before the day's over, make sure you thank your families, thank your parents, thank your loved ones for their countless sacrifices and support to get you here today. I just want to let you know how proud we are of all of you. Obviously of your athletic accomplishments, but really more so than that, how you represent yourselves, how you represent your families, and how you represent Bergen Catholic. And we certainly look forward to seeing that continue in the next chapter of your lives. So again, I just want to congratulate all of you. We are so proud of you. We love you guys. We're always here for you. And at this time, I would really like to call up Dr. Mahoney to say a couple words as well. So congratulations again.
Well, good morning, everyone. This is a real special day, and it's an honor to be here with you, celebrating your son's achievements. I want to thank you, parents, for the gifts that you've given them and how much of a time and effort you placed in making sure that they're successful, not only on the athletic field, but also in the classroom and in life. At Bergen Catholic, we talk a lot about gentlemen, and we talk a lot about manners and etiquette. And this is a great example of a group of young men that have followed through on that commitment to manners and etiquette, their time at Bergen Catholic, and also what I think that they've done over the last 4 years here is strengthen our brotherhood. The brotherhood of Bergen Catholic goes unmatched, and these student athletes are great examples of that. Today is going to be a wonderful day to celebrate. We're going to ask you to take pictures, join your sons up here. We'll have individual shots, group shots. We have a photographer here as well that we can make some photos available to you. But most importantly, it's about your sons and their accomplishments and achievements, and it's an honor and privilege to be here today. So God bless you and God bless your families. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mahoney. I'm Joe Hammerly. I'll be emceeing the event this morning. I'd like to start by thanking Dr. Mahoney, our principal, Mr. McElhenney, all the people that helped to put this thing together, like Mr. Spiegel, who is helping to live stream the event, Ms. Walter, who helped tremendously with college placement with these guys, as well as Coach Campanelli. I'd like to thank Mrs. Sorrentino, who's helped us organize with our photographer, Mr. Morano, with refreshments, Mr. Kerpick setting up in our cafeteria, and Mr. Fox and Mr. Rosa, because they're just great. So there's a shout out to you guys. I love it. You know, 1982, I don't know, for whatever reason, I was called to Bergen Catholic. It was like in a letter that I got. They didn't hand deliver a box in those days. You know, they didn't go all these packets and everything. The first time I ever stepped on the campus was registration day. So the processes are considerably different for you guys today. But for whatever reason, I was called here in 1982, and I've been here ever since. You guys were all called here also over the course of your adolescent lives for whatever reason. And now there's another calling that you're answering, and we're so excited to see it. As I was researching some of the colleges, I think about the potential that they provide for you, okay, not just athletically, but in the years to come. So very excited. I'm awestruck by the potential in this group. Forget about 12-0. I mean, that's pretty good. I've been there, done that, but it's holy cow. But right, unbelievable. But the sky's the limit for you, and God bless you. First, we'd like to introduce Logan Rager, long snapper, going to Princeton University. I feel like I've been doing Princeton a number of times, so I had to go to a different source other than Wikipedia for this one. So I reached out to an alumnus, Kurt Haluba, and asked him a little bit about it. I also drew into my own Bergen Catholic history. Did you know, Logan, by the way, the first ever NFL player from Bergen Catholic went to Princeton University? How do you like that? Carl Bayersich, really smart guy. Really smart guy, yeah. Mike's and party. I drove to school with Mike every day. He's a doctor now, Dr. Mike. Big defensive tackle, state champion as well. Mike Higgins, Robbie and Kurt Haluba, Brian Talismanich. Obviously, you guys probably know a little bit about Chris Sion, Dylan Classy, Anthony Corbin, Pearson Tobia. And now we got two outstanding guys going as well. Princeton has 12 eating clubs, Logan, on campus. They're kind of like co-ed fraternities. All right? And they should provide you with a nice opportunity to socialize and make a lot of great memories. They're all in these beautiful mansions. As a sophomore, you can join, just so you know, okay, Cannon Club is where most of the guys on the football team join, but Halubas they were in the Cottage Club. So whatever you do, I think you can't go wrong there. Now, despite what the folks at Rutgers might say, Princeton argues that they're the birthplace of college football. How do you like that? I guess they played against one another, right? So that's fair enough. And they played that game in 1869. Long story with lots to read about there. Did you know? You can't believe this. If I tell you, do you know this? Princeton has more national championships in football than any other school in college football history. How do you like that? Anybody know? 28. How do you like that? New Jersey, God bless us. I guess it's happened when you start a school before the country's born. Look at this. They don't really have a lot of stats for, you got to tackle, but they don't have stats for long snappers all the time. But, okay, what we could say about this long snapper, and this is a key to any team's success, we were 38 for 39 on extra points and 3 for 3 on field goals. And just like the parents in the audience and just like the fans in the stands and everybody that's contributed to your success that we don't see on a daily basis, it started there. So congratulations on a great career. God bless you. Good luck at Princeton. Logan Rager.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Yeah, he can take that. Next, we'd like to introduce Ben Manuelian, Middlebury College in Middlebury, Vermont. Ooh, the land of cold winters, Middlebury College, founded in 1800. We had a country at that point. Okay, that's good. You know what the motto is at Middlebury College there, Ben? Scientia et virtus. That's the Latin. Knowledge and virtue. Maybe that's what's calling us. The opportunity to grow in knowledge, okay, and virtue. The first student I ever taught was a young man named Mark Bazanzo, who's a teacher, okay? I don't know anyone more virtuous than Mark, who travels most summers over to Africa to donate his time to those who need medical attention and can't afford it otherwise. The Panthers of Middlebury College have about 2,500 undergraduate students, okay? It's located in the Champlain Valley of central Vermont, with Vermont's Green Mountains to the east and the Adirondacks to the west. We have some terrific alumni that have been there. Our first real lacrosse star, Chris McLaughlin, played up there when they were national champions in lacrosse. Like I said, Mark Bazanzo, Anthony Lasoro. one of the greatest guys I've ever met in the Bergen football program. And this is Supreme Court Justice Samuel Nelson, also graduate of Middlebury College, Ben Manuelian. Very good. You good? Yeah. Next, we'd like to introduce Larue Linder, tight end going to Johns Hopkins University. Veritas vos liberat bit. What is that? I don't know either. Thank God they define these in Wikipedia for you. The truth will set you free. How do we like that? This is the motto for Johns Hopkins University. Well, maybe that's what's calling us, Larue, to Johns Hopkins, right? You're going in the footsteps of some outstanding Bergen Catholic people, I can tell you that much. This school, founded in 1876, had quarterback greats. Brian Savarino led the 2002 state championship team, and Joe Germano, who's, well, he's still recognized up here on their football field. And Dante, although you're going to have an argument there, I got to admit, Larue, they don't call it a football field down there all the time. You got a real argument at Homewood with the lacrosse people. That's big at that place. Dante and Placido, who happens to be the head of spinal surgery over here at Hackensack University Medical Center, is a Johns Hopkins alum. Woodrow Wilson, George Whipple. I was thinking of George Whipple. I was thinking of the Whipple procedure with this, my father-in-law. So many people pass away with this pancreatic cancer. We were looking at the Whipple procedure, but that was named after Alan Oldfather Whipple, not George Whipple. They weren't related, but they were good friends. Spiro Agnew. How do you like that? You know who he was? Former vice president of the United States. It's kind of an interesting time in American politics, even more interesting than now, probably. He was President Nixon's vice president. Madeleine Albright, Anish Chopra, Chief Technology Officer under President Obama. Mike Bloomberg, Wes Craven. You know who he is? That's a good one. Wes Craven. He wrote some of those, you know, warm, touchy-feely kind of Thanksgiving movies like Nightmare on Elm Street and Scream 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the original Gomez on The Addams Family, for those people that remember the Addams Family. Yeah, John Allen Austin. They also had probably some of the greatest fictional alumni of all time, like Dr. Gregory House and Hannibal Lecter, Silence of the Lambs, Johns Hopkins. So, I don't know, I guess you get a chance to pick which direction you want to go. We're definitely hoping for you, and what a life you have going forward. God bless you, Larue. Good luck. I'd like to introduce Jaden Gould, defensive back, the University of Nebraska. Known as the Cornhuskers. Nebraska was founded in 1869. Their motto, Literis Dedica et Omnibus, which translated into English means dedicated to letters and all the arts. It's an interesting alumni group. Warren Buffett, that's an interesting guy for you. You gotta see if you can touch base with him. I think we have some people that have touched base with him. Yeah, Warren Buffett, not bad. Johnny Carson. Well, you can't touch base, don't touch base with him for a while. God bless him. He was a good one, though. Scott Frost, did you know your head coach is he's an alumnus, huh? Back to play. Yeah, you got to know that one. That's one of the. Tommy Lee, drummer for Motley Crue. General Pershing, huh? Co-founder of Twitter, Evan Williams, is also a Nebraska alum. Ndamukong Suh, obviously, football guy. Jordan Burroughs, you might hear that name quite a bit. You know, one of my favorite stories from Nebraska was back in the day, actually 1999, head coach Tom Osborne, also an alumnus of the University of Nebraska, called our then head football coach, Fred Stengel, and said, "Coach, what's the story with this turf that you have? We're hearing so much about it, and we're thinking about putting it in." And, you know, Coach's first response was, "Who is this on the phone?" And Coach Osborne said, "It's Tom Osborne from Nebraska," and Coach didn't believe him, but it was. And as a result, as a result maybe partly of their conversation, Nebraska went to field turf way back in the 1990s, just like we did. So have a terrific time out there. Some great people I know. Joe Germano, we already talked about him today, but he's out there coaching. All right. Ramir Johnson just had an outstanding season out there. Jaden had 10 solo tackles, 17 assists, and 4 interceptions this season. He was part of the no-fly zone defense that yielded only 20 points in the second half of the football games that they played in the 2021 season. A staggering accomplishment. Jaden Gould, thank you. Fabian France, defensive back, attending the United States Naval Academy, which was founded in 1845. Ex scientia tridens, meaning from knowledge, sea power. The first great guy I knew, well, I shouldn't say this because it's not true. The first great guy I didn't know that graduated from a Navy was Roger Staubach. I mean, what can I tell you? He was my hero. I mean, growing up in the 70s, 80s, who was better than Roger Staubach? Nobody. But the first guy that I actually knew that graduated from the United States Naval Academy was John Reuter, graduated from Bergen Catholic in 1984, but he graduated #1 in his class at Navy. And then he went on to Johns Hopkins to get an electrical engineering degree. Steve Spada played down there. Chris Polk, one of my former players, played football down there. And after he graduated, he got his engineering degree in nuclear science in just 6 months. It's simple to get a master's in 6 months. They just put you in a submarine under the water for 6 months, and you can't come up for air. So you better learn. Ben On, Chris Tallarico, tremendous number of guys. All 4 admirals who received, who achieved the rank of Fleet Admiral of the U.S. Navy. Wally Shira. Anybody know Wally Shira? Astronaut. And if you drive around Oradell, you'll find Shira Drive. Why? Because Wally Shira was from Oradell, New Jersey. And he was back in the day, he was celebrated as the first astronaut to have a cold in space. So they tested out cold medicines. James Lovell, astronaut. Tom Hanks, right? Apollo 13, yeah, you remember that guy. H. Ross Perot. H. Ross, he screwed up the whole presidential election, some people would say, but yeah. David Robinson, and John McCain, and John McCain's father, and John McCain's father. So yeah, tremendous, oh, what a place, huh? Annapolis. God bless you, right? Best of luck, Fabian. Dominic Brogna, lineman, University of Delaware. University of Delaware is 44 years older than the first state in the Union, namely Delaware. It was founded in 1743. Knowledge is the light of the mind. Perhaps this is the motto that's calling you. Something beyond just the field. I'm sorry, Dom. The Notre Dame guys are, the Princeton guys are taking credit for the wings on the helmets, okay? I've always been a big fan of the ones on the Delaware helmets. I'm just gonna be honest. We had some Blue Hen greats graduate from this place, like Dom Santoli, National Championship Defensive Game MVP. Bob Wesselberger, Gene Coleman, Tim Doherty, Kenny McNair. Kenny still comes to the games all the time. No longer will your fans section be known as the Crusader Crazies. Now it's the cockpit. That's where you're going. Delaware Athletics is proud to partner with the College of Agriculture and Natural Resources to bring live blue hens to their athletic events. How do you like that? The Birdgate. Proud troop of blue hens whose personality and stories pay tribute to the Fighting Blue Hens Revolutionary War background. Politicians galore from Delaware. Everybody knows Joe Biden and Chris Christie. How about Gore-Tex? Anybody stay dry in the winter? You can thank Delaware alum Robert Gore Got some good football players came out of the school as well, some quarterbacks that are pretty notable. Scott Brunner, Joe Flacco, Rich Gannon. And what the heck, Dallas Green, former New York Mets manager. We won't talk about his record there, but it's pretty good. 4,442 yards just this year, Dom, okay, because of what you did on the offensive line. 16 solo tackles, 31 assists, 11 solo TFLs, and 4 solo sacks. Oh, yeah. Are all to your credit. Outstanding. Did I go out of backwards, reverse alphabetical order? I think I might have. Oh, I was not forgetting this one. It just, my papers are just, you have the next guy? Ryan Butler, running back, Princeton University. Princeton was founded in 1746. It's the 4th oldest university in the country. It was founded in Elizabeth, New Jersey, and in 1747, it moved to Newark, New Jersey. And then 9 years later, it moved to its current location. Its motto, Del Sub Nomine Viget, which means under God's power, she flourishes. It's a beautiful motto. They have a seal, too. If you ever see the seal, okay, Princeton University has a seal, and it's Vetus Novum Testamentum. That's Latin, meaning Old Testament and New Testament. They have the two sides. Princeton was the originator of the winged helmet design. Michigan, Delaware, copied thus. This is from Haluba, okay? I know. That's the way he felt. But I like this story. Famous alumni F. Scott Fitzgerald, who authored, anybody? Great Gatsby. Was a notorious football fan. He tried out for the freshman football team in 1913. Bet you didn't know that, but he didn't make the team. His legend has it that long after he graduated, he'd call the head coach at all hours of the night with crazy drunken tirades and ideas about how to improve the team. He supposedly came up with the idea of using 2 different squads of 11 for offense and defense just to reserve energy for the kids. Imagine. Jeff Bezos, F. Scott Fitzgerald, Brooke Shields from Haworth, right over here, Woodrow Wilson, Michelle Obama, Jimmy Stewart. Wonderful Life. That'll be on television probably every night for the remainder of the year. Ryan rushed for 3,000 yards, 3,151 yards, second all-time. He's an all-time yards from scrimmage leader. He had 355 carries, more than anybody else. Second most touchdowns in school history. Consider the impact that COVID had on a statistical career. Okay, certainly Ryan would have been in the running for every title in Bergen Catholic rushing history. Certainly an amazing accomplishment, and he was an amazing player to watch, Ryan Butler. Jaden, is Jaden here? There he is. Jaden Bellamy, defensive back, Notre Dame. The University of Notre Dame du Lac. It's actually the name of the university, University of Our Lady of the Lake. The University of Our Lady of the Lake. Founded in 1842 on 1,261 acres. The main building was rebuilt. This is the building with the Golden Dome, and it stands today in 1879. When you go out to visit these guys, you have to go out to visit the Basilica of the Sacred Heart. You'll see the 5 statues of their national championship winning coaches, Newt Rockne, Frank Leahy, Ara Pasajian, Dan Devine, Lou Holtz. The names in football history just, reverberate. Joe Montana, Joe Theismann, those guys were like the Tom Bradys of their era. Rocket Ishmael, right? This is the wide receiver screen. He was the guy that started that whole thing. Condoleezza Rice, former Secretary of State, and currently Amy Coney Barrett, our Supreme Court Justice. Former owner of the 49ers, Eddie DeBartolo Jr., has a number of buildings named after the DeBartolo family out there currently. And the current CEO of Bank of America, Brian Moynihan. Don't hold that against his school. Regis Philbin. How do you like that? And if I said this name to you, he didn't graduate, and you wouldn't be surprised why. George Wendt, otherwise known as? Norm. Yeah, shockingly, I don't know, where could he have been? Where could he have been? Didn't graduate, but he went there. 12 solo tackles, 15 assists, 4 interceptions. I mean, we can't forget the touchdown against Don Bosco at MetLife Stadium, though. That was one of the more remarkable plays of his career. Certainly, Jaden Bellamy, defensive back, Notre Dame, second part or third part of that no-fly zone defense. Congratulations. Nice. Move this little guy over there closer. Thank you, buddy. And I'd like to introduce Steve Angeli, quarterback, attending University of Notre Dame. Here's a motto: Vita, Dulcedo, Space. Life, sweetness, hope. Boy, wouldn't you hope that's what your life's going to be like? Life, sweetness, hope. Phew. That's a life right there. All right, so there's a large building. All right, that's the football stadium. Everybody knows about that, right? Notre Dame Stadium, it's a landmark. It's actually changed tremendously in the last 10 years, but it's still kind of an awesome place to visit a game. But at the one side of the stadium, you can see off in the distance the Hesburgh Library, named for renowned President Father Theodore Hesburgh. Spent 35 years as the president of Notre Dame. During the course of that time, his budget and the budget of the school increased from about $8 million to about $126 million. So you can imagine the kind of growth that went into the place throughout the course of his experience, which is why they named the library in part, well, that's not the only reason he raised some money. They named the library the Hesburgh Library, and just for those who would like to be a little bit more smart about it, it's the Word of Life mural, not Touchdown Jesus, okay? But this is a place for Heisman trophies, certainly Angelo Bertelli, Johnny Lujak, Leon Hart, Johnny Latner, Paul Hornung, John Horte, and Tim Brown, all coming out of the University of Notre Dame, 4 quarterbacks. Steve, again, numbers-wise, maybe some interesting things because of the old COVID situation. Winds up 5th on the all-time passing yards list with 2,880, okay? But the numbers that are shocking and stunning, 68.8% completion percentage in the season, 64.1 for a career. Those are number 1 and 2 all-time in a school that's had some tremendous quarterbacks. So, Steve, God bless you. Congratulations, and we wish you the best of luck. Yeah, you got it. You got it. It's a great day that the entire team could be here. We're really proud of everybody's accomplishments and look forward to seeing where you guys are going off to college as well. We've had a tremendously blessed year, even though last year it maybe seemed like it wasn't going to be all that, it was going to be a little bit of a challenging time. You guys hung in there and you made something really outstanding with it. Thank you so much to the parents providing us the opportunity to work with your sons. Coach Campanelli, what a season and what a team you guys have assembled. As we wrap up, we're going to invite the players all back up, and we're going to do some couple team shots with you guys, okay? And then we'll see if we can get a team shot. Maybe we'll even bring you guys up, okay, in a little bit, and then enjoy some refreshments. And you're welcome to stay as long as you like. All right? Thank you.